Hello, just going to set up a new copy of Sublime here on a Mac. Most of these instructions should work on Windows as well. You might have a few different shortcut options. So when you get Sublime Text 3, the first thing you want to do is install package control. So you just do Sublime Package Manager in Google and you'll see the first result is package control. What you do is go to the installation area and there's this whole block of code here. You copy that, and then in Sublime, you do Control backtick. On Windows, it might be different, but it's it's in the console here. So you'll be able to toggle it right under the View menu. So View Console. Once you're in the console, you just paste that huge block of code in there and hit Enter, and it'll take a second or two to load everything. Um, and it's usually pretty fast. So it tells you to restart Sublime, so we'll do that. And now we have the package control. So to access that, you go to the command palette. On Mac, it's Command Shift P. On Windows, I think if you do Control T, it will bring it up. There might be another shortcut as well. You can also look in here, and it shows you the shortcut. It's under Tools, Command Palette. So once you do that, you just do install, you type in install package, you pick that option, and it will pull up a whole list of packages to install. One of the first ones I would install is going to be, if you just type in Babel, it will give you the best syntax for ES6. So you can set it as default too. So just go to any old one. So we'll go to index, and you'll see it looks not so great. But if you go to the bottom right corner, open all with current extension as, and then go down to JavaScript. Actually, sorry, no. Babel up here, JavaScript Babel, and click that. It will change the default syntax to Babel. Sorry, I call Babel sometimes Babel. It'll highlight things more appropriately. However, we're going to make it look even better. So once again, bring up that command palette, go to Install Package, and then we're going to look for a theme called Afterglow. Type in Afterglow, hit Enter, and it'll say Welcome to the Afterglow theme. To add or follow these instructions or whatever. So we can just copy that little block of code there, and we want to go into Preferences, and then there should be a theme. No, maybe no. Let's see here. Preferences, Settings, User, and yeah, we'll have this block in here, but you just add this code right in here, a little comma there, and I don't know. No, actually, we don't need this. We just have to make sure the JSON is formatted properly. Sublime isn't always the friendliest with that. The spacing doesn't matter. I'm just being. Anyway, once you save it, it will do all this crazy stuff to your editor. It might be helpful to restart the editor, but we don't have to do that yet. Another thing that's awesome to install is a color scheme called Oceanic Next. So Oceanic Next color scheme is really great for ES6. And yeah, one second. So then we can go into File, Preferences, Color Scheme, Oceanic Next color scheme. And we'll change it to this nice little color scheme. And I prefer that because it makes the JavaScript syntax look really nice. It highlights things really well for ES6. It's specifically tailored for that. Yeah, so now when you open JS files by default, it'll switch to this Babel syntax highlighting with the Oceanic Next color scheme. Also, I'll post a link in the chat, once I have this updated appropriately, I'm going to make sure. In the preferences, so if you go to File, Sublime Text, Preferences, Settings, User, there's also the Command, comma shortcut on Mac. I'll have some preferred settings in here, so that's for another thing. But some of the things that I like in Sublime are ensure new line at end of file. So anytime you save, it adds a new line at the end. Ignoring the node modules directory, which we'll talk about that in a second. I'll get rid of that. I don't know why that's there, but having ruler size, having tab size set to 2, and then this tabs small will take the tabs up there, and once we restart Sublime, it will, oh great, awesome, I bugged something out. Well, what the hell did I do? I think I just have, I'm not sure, but I think it has something to do with the color scheme. So I'll make sure that it's updated before all that, but it makes the tabs up at the top small. And then another one, trim trailing white space on save. It's very nice because having white space at the end of lines sucks for Git and diffs and translating tabs to spaces. These are preferences that I like. Specifically though with node modules, it helps your search in Sublime be very narrowed to just the stuff in your project. The node modules have a lot of stuff, and if for some reason you need to dig into node modules folder in Sublime, I usually just open up the preferences and then add on something to that, and it will unignore it. And you can dig in there, and then when you're done working with it, you can once again ignore it, and it disappears from your project. Yeah, so those are the... actually, no, there's one more thing I wanted to show you. Since we're in the Day 2 folder, what I'm going to do is also install something called Sublime Linter. And install package, and then Sublime Linter. Oops, Sublime Linter. So we're going to install Sublime Linter, and by itself it doesn't do anything, but we're going to install Sublime Linter ES6. Sublime Linter ES6. So that one right there. And what that does is it enables linting in the Sublime. So I'm going to restart Sublime right now and make sure that there's not any errors. You can check if there's any errors if in the console, but you rarely need to go in there. But what this does is if there's any problems with your code, like this, it will show them as a red warning. And in the Day 2 project, I have rules set up so that it warns and gives you errors for certain things. So, for instance, if we forget a semicolon, it will tell us right here, you know, if semicolons are your thing or not. But it helps you be consistent in your code. So that's really nice because, you know, when you forget to put a parentheses or something, it will go, what the hell are you talking about? You'll see that big red warning there. Or if you, for instance, are using, if you mistype a variable, say let foo equal bar, and then, you know, for some reason I was trying to access, you know, I mistyped foo, you know, it'll tell you. It'll know when you don't have the right variables in there and all that. It's pretty smart. So like, oh look, I'm not even using foo. It warns me. You can see the errors down here. And later on in the course, we'll get more into linting and all that stuff. But if you use it, if you do npm install in the Day 2 folder and then install all this stuff, it should be working for you. So beforehand, you'll want to make sure that in the project folder, you go into hack, you go into Day 2 folder and run npm install. And once you do, and install these tools and restart Sublime, it should be working for you. I'll post the updated preference file here, this stuff right there. I'll make sure that it is up to date with the right stuff. And I'll have that link and this video up now. Bye.